So what's happening with Russia and Ukraine? A group of power holders that is represented by, we can see an individual, a member of that group. And on the other side, you don't see any power holders. You see their shadow because you see what Putin is striking out against. The power holders there used to be, that were in control of Ukraine, used to be one set of power holders. And then another set of power holders, oligarchs, moved in and began exercising their influence. And now, whatever was going on with the group of oligarchs that Putin is a member of and represents, they weren't able to contend, or maybe they had promises from this other group of oligarchs that said, we're never going to move any weapons into it. And why would that be important for the group of oligarchs that Putin represents? They don't want supersonic missiles several miles from the houses they live in. Don't think about this in terms of what Russia's geopolitical objectives are and what Ukraine's and what US is. That is so backward, so immature, so stupid. Leave it behind. What matters is that to these oligarchs is that they stay alive and that they stay in power. That's what matters to them. Not like you, who sign up for the military and who go out and just have faith that those who are ordering you to do things, that they're sending you out for the good of your country, your people, etc. Oligarchs don't think of it that way. For them, it could be like I guess to say a general sentiment, but in word, when it comes to their masses, it is propaganda. It is how you move them to do the will of the oligarch, so the oligarchs can stay in power and alive. You are their tools. That's how this works. What exactly went on between these two different groups and Ukraine? Most likely, these oligarchs that had moved into, had infused their power, however you want to phrase it, ears against the door, but of course, check with CNN, into Ukraine, would somehow threaten the lives of the oligarchs in Russia, whether it's supersonic missiles right on the border, whether it's, imagine living a life like that. There's no law for you. You could be assassinated. So it's total asininity to try to understand these things from the perspective of our lives where we are. You have to get into their shoes, understanding human dynamics and power brokerage and leveraging. Bottom line is, the oligarchs in Russia were not going to tolerate this threat. And so that's why they moved in. Our position is that what we should be doing now as servants to white well-being is that we should be using the destabilization that is in the world, including Ukraine, to talk to our brothers and sisters, the vagues out there, and use the key concepts and other concepts from Going Free so that we can change the story we are in. This is something you can actually affect, something you can actually change in your life. Whereas you can't do anything about what Putin is doing and the power holders here, the power holders there. It's just a total waste of time. So you can get out there if they want to say Ukraine is good, Russia bad, Russia good, Ukraine bad, whatever it is, and there are these different powers, you can just say it's terrible. There should be no brother wars among white. That's anti-white. Brothers wars are anti-white. This is anti-whiteism. What's happening now, all this destabilization is anti-whiteism. And this is no different than the destabilization of our world, of your personal life, losing your jobs, hiring your replacements, and having to train them yourself, all of this sort of stuff.